all these people come together. Paul 27:21, once they're out here, once they're going around, once all these things have happened with the storm, once it's starting to hit, once they've been seasick, once they've been rocked, there's a Latin word, it's a very complex word, it's called hangry. It says they weren't eating either, they're hangry, they're angry, they're mad, they're frustrated, come on, put yourself in that situation. This storm would not stop. It is not stopping. They are fearing for their lives so much that they can't even eat. It wasn't they were fasting, guys. All right, guys, I'm fasting. I'm spiritual. Now, I can't eat because it's going to come up. I can't eat. I'm so worried. I'm so stressed. These guys were in a fight of their lives. They knew if the wrong sandbar was in the wrong place, they were toast. Not to mention, there wasn't anything for miles. This is huge, guys. These are hundreds and hundreds of miles apart. This looks small. It is huge. This is a massive, massive sea. Even though they've done it for several times, they've gone over it several times. So they didn't always know where it was. And so in this moment where these shipmen, these prisoners, and these Roman guards, and these merchants, and all these people come together, and it's crazy, and it's and what happens is in the middle of that storm, you just got the debris flying, right? You got everything going, and so Paul says, "Here, come on, guys, come on, guys, In my work, it's you ping them, say, "Hey, I see you online. Come on to the meeting." Right? I see you on Zoom. Join. Right? It's like, okay, I see you over there. All right, Steve. Hold on to the flag, but listen close, okay? Hold over there for the mast. All right, come on a little closer. Hey, all right, Felix, I see you. Come on, get out from under here. I got a meeting. Important meeting. So Paul's big announcement, guys, everyone, come on, listen. This is serious. I told you so. Paul. So, one of the titles I had for this was Petty Paul Part 2, because last time we talked about Paul being annoyed, if you were here for that. Petty Paul. Look at your neighbor. Tell him, I told you so. Did that feel good? Now look at your other neighbor and say, nanny, nanny, boo, boo. Because that is what I told you so. At my work, I told you so is as per my last email. If y'all didn't listen, reread that email. So, this week. Alright, Ember just ran in my ear, said, it's really important, nanny, nanny, boo, and ran off. Okay, alright. That was good. Never in the history of the world has I told you so ever helped anybody ever. Paul being petty. Guys, and this is important though, because he was right. Because back in Acts 27:10, I told you, I perceive there's trouble ahead, shipwreck, loss of cargo, danger to our lives. He was right, 4 for 4, plus probably more. 4 for 4, Paul. He was right. But come on, I told you so. Why do I like this so much? I love this. I love I told you so, because I told you so shows us Paul is human. It humanizes Paul. Because the thing is, Paul's just like us. We're just like Paul. Paul is not someone super crazy. Let me put it like this. Mr. Rogers. Oh, I love Mr. Rogers. Maybe part of why I love Pastor Jim is he would totally be another Mr. Rogers. Somebody get him a sweater. I love Mr. Rogers. I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. Always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? Hey! So Mr. Rogers is known for being one of the kindest, gentlest, nicest people who have ever lived. See the Pastor Jim analogy? So he's so nice. He's like Mother Teresa. If Mother Teresa had puppets and cardigans, like maybe greater. We don't know. He's just this guy. It's slippers. This guy is on another level in my mind. But here's the thing: if you look at interviews with Joanne Rogers, who was his wife, she is very clear because they would say that this very specific term. I remember hearing the interview. They said, "What's it like being married to a saint?" And she's very clear. She says, "He doesn't like being called that, and I don't like calling him that." Because when you elevate someone to sainthood, it makes it feel unobtainable. It makes it feel like they're different. They're somehow different. They were gifted and given something different. And once you do that, then you think that you're different and you remove yourself from identifying. And so she was very clear that he was a normal person. Fred Rogers was a normal person who had difficult, rough relationship with even some family members closest to him. It says that he had temper. He had anger. He was absolutely a normal human. But the thing is when these things came, these feelings came, these struggles came, he didn't give in to them. But he worked hard. It even says Scripture. He used Scripture. Plug for the Bible if you don't read it already. The Bible is super helpful. The Bible will give you tools to overcome these aspects of ourselves that we all deal with. And so, in the same way, as I mentioned, at the beginning of Acts, Luke is saying they. In the middle and near the end, he says we. He starts to be included. We have to see ourselves in Paul. And so these petty Paul moments allow us to reflect, say, oh, he's not some sort of unobtainable saint. I don't even like that term sometimes, but I understand why we use it. But the way that we can connect with him. But we also have to connect with the sailors, the Pharisees, and all these people we don't ever want to identify with. I'm not saying condemn, guys. I'm not saying condemn yourself. I'm just saying recognize this stuff is possible when we give way to our flesh, our creed, which will come up later. So in the same way, we'd like to look at, say, okay, those sailors, they were just so hungry merchants. They just wanted money. They did not care. They just wanted a good party. Like, that's why they kept going. Like, listen, I don't know. The Scripture does not tell us all the thoughts that go behind. Plus, it says most. So not all thought that. So we have to relate to them that some of them were just trying to provide for their family. They were deckhands who were just trying to make some money to feed their family. Not everyone is just this. And then, of course, we elevate this sin over that sin. Or the Pharisees. No way. How did they miss Jesus? No, we have to sympathize and understand that we can be the same way. So we can never disconnect ourselves from that. And always remember that Won't You Be My Neighbor song, and hope it's stuck in your head.